just a Renaissance black man that comes from Love Jones. But welcome to the Juke joint, Stratøs. How are you?
I'm good, and thank you so much for having me, Janee. It's a pleasure.
Saxophonist, composer, producer, photographer, and cinematographer.
Yeah,
How do you do it all?
man, I like to be involved in a lot of different art forms, and I think that when we kind of expand our toolbox, we kind of get a chance to explore a lot of new things about ourselves. So I try to, always keep an open mind and try new things and that sort of thing.
All right, Michigan native, here in Los Angeles. How long?
It's been about 3 years so far in Los Angeles.
And what was the journey from Michigan to Los Angeles?
It was definitely a journey. Yeah. I moved about 3 years ago, 2022. And it was me and my wife. We drove from Michigan. It was I think 32 hours, And basically we just packed up our clothes and my studio and made that drive, and it's been a great experience. I think that adjustment period is always a little tough to, especially coming from Michigan, like a smaller scene, and then getting accustomed to just the wealth of art that's out here. But it's been good, like taking that in stride and growing and learning more as an artist and as a producer myself. And I'm definitely glad that I made the move out here.
All right. And what have you learned about yourself since being here?
Yeah, wow. I mean, I think I've learned, there's been a lot that I've learned about myself, musically. But I think something that I've kind of gained is a little bit more focus and clarity on what it is that I want to do with my art. What am I trying to say?
Okay.
And I think that, for me, like you said, I'm involved in a lot of different things, saxophone, composition. For me, I kind of learned that the next skill that I would pick up was inching me a little bit closer to what it is that I'm trying to achieve. And basically that's just an artist who can present, sort of their own world that you can walk into and experience, whether it be through images or sound or anything of that matter. I kind of learned that through composition, that's sort of the avenue that I'm going to try to tell my story. So that's something that I've learned.
And what is the story you want to tell? Like, what's your ultimate goal out here?
Yeah. I mean, I think I moved with a lot of different goals, kind of like with a nebulous goal. I being someone who's, very, very interested in like the art aspect, I moved to pretty much come and be in community with different artists and meet different people that would kind of expand my view on things. And I think, since doing that, I've been lucky enough to, meet a lot of the people that I've been, hoping to work with and hope to meet even more. And I think that what this has contributed to ultimately in terms of, what am I doing, what I'm trying to say, it's contributed to, kind of my thesis statement, which as someone who is, a Black musician, a Black American musician, a Black West Indian musician, I'm very, very interested in taking my interests, that I grew up with, Black music, Western European classical music, anime, manga, and synthesizing all these things into a narrative that not only, shares what I'm trying to say, but goes back and enriches the Black community and creates a wider narrative for who we are and who we can be and that whole thing. So that's kind of been a big part of it.
I like that. And why LA? I know, it's definitely bigger than Michigan, but you have a lot of cities that are music focused, or, you have Nashville that I hear is on the come up. You have Charlotte that is doing really good. Of course, New York City, Chicago. Why did you choose Los Angeles?
Yeah, and that's a good question, because I mean, I think even these days I'm kind of, I spent a lot of time in New York as well before I moved out here. And I really loved, the community out there and have a lot of friends out there. And that's, something I've been, I sometimes think about spending some time out there, some extended time. But I think I chose Los Angeles because, I mean, I kind of knew that I wanted to come out here in high school. I played saxophone all throughout elementary school and middle school and high school, and I played jazz as well. And in high school, I kind of knew that I didn't necessarily want to, perhaps, I mean, and this was, kind of an ignorant view of it because I hadn't been to New York or anything, but I didn't want to move to New York and like do like the New York saxophone, kind of thing. I wanted to, compose and produce and do other things.
Gotcha.
And there were a lot of musicians who were not only just able to do that in Los Angeles, but they were able to sort of maintain the integrity of their art. So they're not necessarily doing multidisciplinary work just to, make, some extra cash. It's truly integral to the story that they're trying to tell.
Okay.
And that's something, that's happening in all the major cities. But there was a really special way it was happening out here that I really wanted to connect with, even as far back as high school.
And do you feel like you've connected better here in Los Angeles than when you were in New York?
Yeah, I mean, I think they've both kind of like helped each other, especially since they're so connected. A lot of people from New York, when I was visiting there in 2021 and 2022, have moved out here in LA. A lot of people are moving back to New York. And then obviously people are always going in between. I kind of realized that the time that I spent in New York, and it was really just me, just trying to, leave Michigan for a little bit and trying to do, other things. I realized that time in New York would only kind of amplify my time in Los Angeles.
Gotcha.
And they would both kind of feed into each other.
Okay. So you've been in LA 3 years. You've done 2 albums and 1 single, right?
Yeah.
All right. So when is the new album coming?
Yeah. So I've got, and I've kind of like been soft launching it for a while because it's not going to come out for a little ways. But I've in my discography, I've released one record called Planets, which is, planets themed, and every track has, is named after one of the planets. And then I released a second record called Hohenheim Suite, which is more manga inspired, from the 2001 graphic novel Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay.
And the single that I released after that, so those 2 records, Planets is more production heavy, more collaborative. I sent a lot of things out. Whereas Hohenheim Suites was recorded more traditionally, like in a concert hall with a string quartet, and kind of a chamber ensemble. And this new record, which this single is on that record, is kind of an amalgamation, a combination of those 2 aspects. So the very conceptual, thematic, compositional elements mixed with the production heavy elements. And that record's called Challenger Deep. And I'm going to drop it probably sometime next year. I won't say when, but I've been working on this record pretty much the whole time I've been in Los Angeles.
Okay.
It's been, it's a very, very long, complex story, but the way that I've kind of recorded it has been, it's been engineered and produced. So it's kind of been like a, little guerrilla style. I'll take my big vintage mixer around Hollywood and lug it around to a friend's house and be like, okay, can you give me the keys? And then, take it to another friend's like, okay, let's do the drums. And I've been doing that over the course of 3 years, to create sort of this statement that, without a label, without, any of that, any kind of like third party interference is very much, a pure sort of distillation of what I'm trying to say without without any external factors. So Challenger Deep is kind of been that LA project.
Okay. Challenger Deep coming 2026.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just say that.
Yep.
All right. Stratøs inside the speakeasy, inside Janee's Juke joint. Now is the time of the interview where we do rapid questions. So I'll just ask a question, one answer. We just keep it going really quick.
Gotcha.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. In one word, describe LA's music scene.
I would say vibrant.
All right. Dream collaboration.
Ooh. Dream collaboration. Okay, right now, I would say classic. I'll say Flying Lotus.
Dream Los Angeles artist collaboration.
Oh, okay. He's in LA, but I'll choose someone else in LA. Let's see.
Or from LA.
Or from LA.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Maybe, man. I mean, I know he's not from he's not from LA. He's from California, but or no, he is from. If Kendrick, if you want to do something, let's do some stuff.
All right, claim it. Hey, you never know.
You know.
All right, let's see. Downtown rooftop vibes or West Side chill.
Wow. I think downtown. I spent some time downtown when I first moved here, and I really like the vibe and the Arts District's vibe. It's nice.
Okay. Would you rather forget the lyrics to your song or trip while you're walking out on stage?
Ooh. Wow. That's. I would say trip because I think you can come back from that. You can get the audience on your side.
Okay. One song you wish you had written.
Oh, wow. That's a good one. Wow. I guess I would say there's a song by Hiatus Coyote called By Fire. I wish I would have written that one.
Okay, I'm going to have to check it out.
Yeah, it is fire.
LA venue. If you could headline one LA venue, which one would it be?
Oh, I think I'd definitely like to do the Lodge Room for sure.
I love the Lodge Room.
Yeah, and we're working.
We're working on it.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll claim it.
We'll see.
And last one, describe your music in one word.
My music, I would definitely say my music is. It's maximalist.
All right, Stratøs. Saxophonist, composer, producer, photographer, and cinematographer. Thank you for stepping inside Janee's Juke joint. Before you step out, let everyone know how they can stay in contact with you.
Absolutely. Thank you. My name is Stratøs. You can find me on all social media platforms. Stratøs, no last name. And you can find me on all the listening, all the Spotify's, the Apple Musics. And then my name's got a little Nordic O for that O. So yeah, look me up.
All right. Thank you again. And thank
you,
you
Janee.
for watching this episode of Janee's Juke Joint. you.